Hey everybody, what's up? It's Matt, aka Jug2 Driver from Scale4x4rc.us. I'm here today to show y'all this. Axial sent me the AX10 Ridgecrest. This is the ready to run version. It comes with, just to really quickly cap what it comes with, obviously speed control, electronic speed control, 20 turn motor. It comes with a 2.4 gig radio system, which is I have to say that's a nice little feature there, and that is really about what it comes with just out of the box. What I'm going to do today is unbox this, show this to y'all, give you my exact first impressions, because I literally got this today. So I really haven't even had a chance to break it down, not really break it down, but to kind of dig into it and see what we've got. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to pull it out of the box, show you what all comes with it, kind of give you my first impressions as I go through it, and then we'll go from there. And another video, I'll take it out and give you my impressions at that point. So let's see what's in the box. Alright, so first things first, obviously, the box. As you can see, it's a big box. I don't know what else to say. Kind of a little run around of what's on here. I'll kind of go through what you may not be able to see on the video, but skid plate with directional channels. You've got 4-link suspension, slipper clutch, transmission cover, 20 turn motor. You do have optional mounting positions for the battery, so that gives you some more adjustability. You've got adjustability, it looks like, in the shock positions, and even in the upper link positions you can adjust that to adjust the throw of the axle. Comes with the Ripsaw, or it looks like Ripsaw tires, Renegade wheels, an 80 tooth and 20 tooth pinion, spur and pinion. Let's see what's on the other side. Here's kind of the cool things you get. You got a digital front servo. Don't know what 132 ounces of torque, so that's pretty good. Electronics is in a protective case. 2.4 gig radio, 3-channel receiver. So I'll have to look into that a little more. I may actually see if the radio's got maybe a 3-position switch that'll work perfectly for a winch. You get their AE2 ESC with drag brake. Off-center pumpkin, which is kind of cool. So that'll help with ground clearance and so forth. Heavy-duty differential lockers, so that's good. So you're locked all the way around. Ripsaw tires, as I said earlier, 2.2. So as you'll see when we get this out, that it's a bit larger. I'll pull out a SCX10 to compare it to, and then you get the wild bore drive shafts, which I think are similar to CV joints. So that's kind of a rundown of what you get on the box, what it says. So let's take it out and see what we have. Let's see. I already went through and actually cut all the sides out, so we'll pull it out and see what we got in here. Alright, we got Dana 60 sticker, manual, some more decals, antenna tube. Alright, let's see what we got in here. Alright, let's get this out of the way. There is the rig. Let's see what else is in the box. Obviously, you got the 2.4 radio. Here you can see that a little better. Not a bad looking unit. It says it's 3-channel. I'm not exactly sure where the 3rd channel is. This actually may not have a third channel, but it's, I guess you could take your own radio and bind it to the one in there, and then you've got 3 channels. And then you've got a series of additional parts. Looks like some suspension components, some drive shaft components, link ends, ball ends, so forth. So just some parts that are probably likely to break at some point in time. So let's take it out and see what we got. Yes, I did take it out, so you didn't have to see me clip all the zip ties that are holding it in, but it does have 4 zip ties holding it in. So this is what you got. Gotta admit, the body is really, really nicely done. Some of the graphics up here, as you can see, if they come through, I honestly can't tell if they don't look like decals, but I can't imagine that they're hand painted in there. So there's probably something laid underneath and then painted over. But that's what it looks like. Give you sort of a head-on view of it. Underside. See it this way. Got some nice beefy plastic links. Well, obviously everything's plastic. Axle's pretty good, solid in size. Got straight lockouts on the rear. Axle mounted front steering servo, as you can see. Looks oil-filled dampers. Well, let's take the body off of it and see how that looks. Body off. Give you another look at the body. See the inside. Pretty nice. Better job than I probably could do, to be perfectly honest. I'm not that great with Lexan bodies. Alright, so here's what we got. We've got battery tray. You can see it's got multiple positions, supposedly, that you can mount it. Looks like it's probably the furthest out, and you could move it in. It actually, to be honest with you, it almost looks like you could flip the system around so that you could have the battery in the front. It looks like you can switch the system around, put the battery in the front, and then put your electronics in the back, put that weight distribution over the front axle. That's not how it comes set up, but it certainly looks like you could do that, because the mounting points for the radio tray and the mounting points for the battery tray are in similar places, so it looks like you could just do that relatively easily. Speed control comes pre-wired. Of course, that's going to have to go to Mia plugs. Radio, obviously in a watertight, or at least dust-tight box. I have not taken any of this apart to look at how any of it goes together. Ripsaw tires, nice and soft. They're glued on, so they're not likely to come out. They are not bead locks. As you can see, the back side, they're just regular wheels. You got oil dampers on all 4 corners. Not bad flex. It's good and soft. So that's kind of rundown. First impressions, you know, it looks pretty well put together for a RTR kit. I don't do too many ready-to-run kits things, so I'm not that familiar with how some of them turn out. I tend to build my stuff, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. When you get sent something, take a look at it and see what it's like. Pretty good looking rig, actually. Like I said, nice beefy links. They should stand up to some pretty good abuse, as long as you're not overly abusive, I'd imagine. My only concern, and I'll show this, and this is of course without having run anything, it's just kind of looking at it and messing with it, is I could see this front steering link and arm being the weakest point, because there's a good bit of play in it. I mean, obviously there's supposed to be some play because it's got to move, but I could just see it failing right along in this area here. It just seems a little like there's a little too much flex in that ball joint. So that may be something that you just have to look out for, and maybe even something that you go on and actually replace this with an actual metal rod and some better ball ends. But I could just see that screw possibly breaking out of this area here. So I didn't see if there was any extras of steering links in the bag. So just be something I have to look at and play with. But everything else seems pretty solid. But again, this is initial first impression, so all that could change after a pack or two has been run through it. I'm going to put the body back on, and then I'm going to pull out my SCX10, which is not running a stock body anything. It's actually an extended wheelbase for my J8 build that I did a while back. But I'll use that for size comparison. So, alright, so here we are with a size comparison. Obviously, the Ridgecrest is here. This is my SCX10. Obviously, it's been modified. This is not a stock body, obviously. Extended wheelbase. Running a New Bright JK body into a J8 that I built. But you can get an idea of the size comparison for this rig compared to the Ridgecrest. Kind of hard to fit it all on screen. But this gives you an idea, just kind of real quickly, of the size comparison. Wheelbase on the J8 is, don't worry about that. That was just a big heavy piece of metal that fell behind. You can see kind of the back wheels are lined up pretty much even with each other. You can see here's the center line of the Ridgecrest, and then obviously the center line of this wheel. So you can see there's probably a, maybe an inch of length difference. And like I said, this is an extended wheelbase. As you can see, I'm running longer lengths on the bottom and top, so a little bit longer wheelbase. Actually, this one is about 13.5 inch wheelbase. AX10, I'm sorry, is running a 12.5 inch wheelbase, so I was about right. Inch and a half, about an inch different. Here's a width comparison, because I know some of you are going to ask. You can sort of see it right there, but what I'll do is I'll flip that over and show you the axle width comparison for the SCX10 versus the AX10. You can see there's a pretty significant difference in axle width. Here, let me line it up. Tire rim to tire rim. See? Pretty good. Probably, it's well over an inch. Maybe even inch and a half or more. So, that'll give you an idea of what it's like with the what the width of the truck is like. And for another size comparison, I have my one of my older scale rigs. This is my scale crawler. It is a K2 chassis running TLT axles, actual axial wheels and tires, flat irons. I'm not tire, Proline tires. You can see the size difference there. About the same. Pretty close to the same wheelbase. Just a hair shorter, but gives you an idea of what size that rig actually is in real life. Here's something else to show you. This is the radio. Like I said, it's a 2.4 gig radio. The receiver is 3-channel, but you can see what's under there. It's just your adjustments, your binding button, reversing, so on. The actual transmitter, though, does not have a 3rd channel on it anywhere, so that's just going to be a 2-channel. But I would assume that the receiver will bind with any 2.4 gig system. So if you have your own, great. If not, well, now you do. Alright, well, that pretty much has it. That is the Axial AX10 Ridgecrest unboxed. Look for a coming video soon with the vehicle actually running, seeing what it does, seeing how it handles, and hopefully just seeing it have a good old bashing time. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll see you then. See you.